What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru, back yet again. Here we go. So, digital games. This always seems to spark up a lot of controversy. You know, when I was a kid growing up, I did collect games, I did like the games. I didn't really let my games go until I finally sold off my entire collection. First with the NES, then the Super Nintendo, and the N64, GameCube, so on and so forth. You get where I'm going with all this. So recently, I've gone into somewhat collect mode, where I'm going back and I'm trying to collect some of the games that I used to own in my childhood, but mainly the ones that just spoke to me and meant something to me. I do have an NES. I'm looking to acquire a SNES. I own a Nintendo 64. So I basically have most of the consoles already in hand, Nintendo consoles in hand. And I'm looking to acquire certain games because I want to play those games back the way I used to play when I was younger. I do have an old school TV that I can hook these old consoles up to, and I can play the way it was meant to look and the way it was meant to feel and all that good stuff. So that said, let's move forward. Essentially, what makes me buy digital games? There's a couple reasons. One, it's a convenience factor. It's nice that when I turn on my Wii U, everything is right there at the touch of a finger. I don't have to like change discs and move discs. And not only that, like I have about 90 games on my Wii U. I don't want to have 90 games laying around in the living room. So this allows me to keep it more tidy. I don't feel like games today, the packaging and such is as nice as it was back in the day with the boxes and the instruction booklets with all the nice art and all that stuff. Like, I get that all on my digital now. The other reason is, that's number one. Number two, the other reason why I do digital is it keeps me from selling my games. Nothing worse than selling off your collection and then wanting to play it again later. And not only that, like, it would keep me from trading in games to GameStop. GameStop doesn't give anybody any money. So it's like you go, you trade in this game, you really don't get anything of what you paid for it. You get a couple dollars. This ultimately kept me from trading in games. It's just something that I used and I liked. Now with the rewards program back with my Nintendo, we used to have the Digital Deluxe program. With the Digital Deluxe program, I used to save a lot of money because I would earn money back based upon how much money I spent and all that stuff. They're starting to do that again. You earn gold coins, you can cash them in for discounted games and all that stuff. With that said, it's a no-brainer for me to do this in order to take advantage of discounts that I'll get on other games. Last reason, my 3DS. My 3DS has been pretty much 100% digital, except for maybe one or two games, and that's mainly based upon whether it's a collector's edition or something that speaks to me. Now, an example, Fire Emblem Fates. Of course I bought that because basically this is what I got. I got all three games on one cartridge. Cool. I got Fire Emblem Revelation earlier than people did before because it was already on the cartridge. Everybody else had to wait I think 3, but I think it was definitely 2 weeks for them to release that game. I got it day one. So situations like that and something like a role-playing game that I know I'm going to keep into my system and hang on to for a very long time, I'll hang on to that stuff. Animal Crossing, New Leaf. That was another one that I owned. Why? Because it was prior and just before I went the whole digital route. But essentially, I kept that cartridge in my system for a good year. I didn't even take it out. The reason why I go digital with my 3DS is I don't want to walk around with 5 or 6 cartridges in my pocket and all that stuff and run the risk of losing them or damaging them or anything like that. I would much rather have them on the console and I just pick and choose what I want to play at will. No harm, no foul. It just works for me. So for me, that's why I go digital. So my question to you is, do you go digital? Do you buy digital games? Do you ever see yourself in the future going 100% digital or a good majority digital? And if you are, why do you go digital right now? Like, I'm just curious. Let me know down below in the comments, and So that is all. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me, Instagram, Twitter, @Nintendo Gurus. That is all. See me later.